like it's a lot. So that I gave you what I eat, but again, you wouldn't have to eat that much before you train because I eat more. That's what I'm saying. One of those, half a banana and some honey before you train, it just gets something into your body.
I'd love to have some example from Monday to Friday what you eat, like before and after training.
Before and after training.
Just as a guideline.
I think what's important though is remembering we can do all the 1%ers, but really we need to make sure we're training consistently. If you're getting most of your nutrition from whole foods, you're making sure you hit your protein targets, you're making sure you're getting carbs and fats, and then we just look at how, like Benny said, he finds it better for him with high fat, low carb. I find it better for me with high carb. Like, I'm crazy if I haven't had enough carbs. So it's still very important. Like, comparing Beck and I, we're very, we're different. We train differently, we eat different. Like, it's not necessarily, well, what do you do? It's what's going to work for you, and we need to try some different things. But we know now, science tells us that for women, training fasted does not have any positive effects on the body.
Yeah, and again, that was an old myth, and they thought if you train fasted, you're in the fat burning zone and all of this stuff. Well, you're actually just in the muscle.
You're
burning.
just actually stressing your body more. So it's creating more stress hormones.
Because I laughed because my eating is pretty much what I told you. And then post, I'll have 350 grams of white fillet steak with half a kilo of potatoes. That's it. So that's what I had the other day. I don't get half a kilo because my son sits there now. He's not even 3. Every time he's like, oh, you got steak? And I want some. Now I'm just like, yeah, mate, I'll cut half the steak. I never get that amount of food in because he always eats it with me. But I'm super simple. I don't need all the flavour in the world. Like, I'll have plain chicken breast and get the Nando's medium sauce. Yeah, it's hardly got any calories. Dose that up, and then just because I love just potatoes in the air fryer. They're great. Or I'll have rice, So super simple, but so I'm pretty boring to follow eating wise.
Any other questions? A great question though. Look, you go, Jeff.
Oh, thank you.
Great job. Sal, you ready for a question? Go.
Yeah.
It's just not even going to ask one now.
Yeah, trick me.
No, we're coming into flu season for probably the next 10 weeks. So, training post-sickness, or should I train sick?
No, don't come in and get everyone sick, please.
No, but it's really interesting because people have different ideas about that.
So if you're looking at, I don't know if you're referring to the old go and sweat it out thing, that's the biggest load of garbage ever because your body's stressed and you need recovery. You should give your body time to recover post-sickness. In saying that, some people take their post-sickness to an extreme amount of time. I'm not big on that. But if for example, Sal was up, throwing up the whole night the other night. It was amazing. It was a good night. And then slept the whole next day. And so I said to her, not that next day, like, you're not training, geez, you're lazy. No, the next day I'm like, oh, do you want to go out and move some blood and do something? She's like, I'm just that tired, I'm not going to train. I'm like, yeah, it's probably a good call. Yeah. I'm the worst person for that because I'll be like, oh, I just need to go and move, so I need to do something. I always do something. But you should rest post, and depending on how sick you were and for how long will depend on.
And that could even depend on the lift. Like, I could go in and do a bench press, maybe, depending on how I'm feeling.
You wouldn't go and do a strength. To do a heavy day like this, you probably wouldn't. The other side effect, the flow-on effect from being sick is your nutrition has been so low, usually.
And the virus often goes into cartilage.
So you've got, so you're super inflamed, you've hardly eaten, you're hormonally all over the shop, so you definitely need some time to recover.
You might sit at a weight that you've already done, for example, rather than increase your weight.
When you do come back.
When you do come back.
Rest.
Yeah.
Don't leave.
We're all so much tougher pre-COVID though. It's like if someone, remember if someone took a city, you go, geez, they're weak as piss, they should just turn up and work through it. Now you're like, go away, get out of here.
Go away from me. Any other questions, guys? Questions have been great. Impressed? Everyone's trying to think of a question.
We'll start asking you questions. You don't want that? Ask questions.
I think some of the guys are thinking about not doing a strength block, like that aren't here obviously. What they're still going to do, as being saying, like you do your 3 sets or your 5 sets, but they'll still go to the other phases after.
No, there's a whole new, so those not doing the strength block entirely, which we do have,
Yeah, some want to have like a part of it, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
But they still want to do it, they don't want concentrate solely on that. Like not me, but I'm just talking for
So essentially what we were discussing this the other day, logistically it's hard because of how busy the classes are now.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to do that, they need to commit to, I'm going to do the strength block essentially, right? But I might not be pushing as heavy as I want to. So I'll just do 3 heaviest sets. They're probably not going to track the weight, but they need to be involved in the same process because we're going to split the class.
Yeah.
So we're going to have 2 instructors over the
last year.
Initially in the morning classes, particularly that are busier. So we will do the same warm up. We're going to do the same prep phase because nothing changes. We're pressing all on the same day. But then it'll be like, okay, strength blockers, move up here. Now, initially, we're going to step you through your warm up sets. Within 2 weeks, you guys are going to be experts. Like, you'll walk in, you know. We just say, get into your warm up sets. We're not even going to need to explain what you're doing because you'll have your own sequence that you like by then as well. You guys will start there. We'll be non-strength blockers over the back here, and then we're
they
just
might be doing a dumbbell bench press.
Yeah.
So
They'll still be doing the movements. They just won't be doing the same movements here.
I think after the first 4 weeks, I'll notice the difference anyway, and I'll probably stick it out.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Because a lot of 6A boys sit on the fence.
Yeah. So there's and if people just get through their warm up sets, got through their 3 sets of 5 with 2 minutes rest in between, they'll be on. They'll still finish nearly like a normal session with the next phase. I'll probably get another 2 phases in after it.
Yeah.
After today, I think Dave will do it because there was too much cardio for him today. I think he's ready for the strength block.
It is definitely a mindset shift, and I know when I first started doing some strength training, it was the rest time. But I'm sure I have ADHD or something. I can't sit still.
Absolutely positive.
So, and I say that I think it has its benefits, but it meant I really struggled with the strength block because sitting and resting,
we can't even watch a movie. I'm like, oh look, we don't no kid, let's just lay wherever we go. I can't
anyway,
lay around.
he digresses.
That's it.
You too.
She can't
What's hard but if you can embrace the rest time and be like, actually, I might sit on the bench and chill and chat for a moment, because it actually makes you stronger. It actually does. And so 8 weeks is actually a very short stint. So if you can stick to the process, go all in for 8 weeks. When you come out of it, like Benny said, it's strategically planned. All the progressions and the programming is strategically planned for you to know, actually in the cooler months, it's nice to just focus on numbers and be like, yes, I'm just going to own it. I'm going to get strong. And then we start heading out. We get to August where we're honing in on the 12-week challenge, and we're like, all right, we want to get a little bit leaner because we're going to take off more layers of clothes, and we like to feel a little bit more confident in that sense. But we've built up the strength. We've done the work to be like, okay, now I'm going to drop my calories a little bit. I'm going to lift up. We're going to focus more hypertrophy there and smash it. And then you're building muscle. You're getting more results because the capacity, because previously to the strength block, through a session, for example, you might have moved 700 kilos throughout the whole session. That's how much you moved. But you've just put in a solid effort for the strength block. So now you're stronger. Now, throughout a session, you move 1,000 kilos.
Well, yeah, and it's even far more impressive. The numbers are far higher than what Shell would say there. Like, if you look at the back squat again, it'd go just say 60 kilos. Let's use 60. So if we do sets of 10 in the 12-week challenge for 60 kilos on your back squat, then that's 600 kilos in a set. If you go to 70, you've just done 700 kilos in one set. So if we do 5 sets of that, we've just done 500 more kilos than you would have done leading into it, which means we have the capacity for more volume, to develop more lean muscle, to have our metabolism firing, and to lose more body fat.
Yeah. So although it's for this 8 weeks, it's like, shit, I've got to sit down and rest, and it's hard. Like, I'm not sitting here saying it's going to be easy for all of you, but if you can trust that process and know, okay, well, I'm going to get stronger from here, supporting my body, getting all of those benefits that we know we get, and then I'm going to come out of it and then get a whole heap more benefits again. It's awesome.
All comes back to that question, what are you training for? Your only resistance to this, and this is for anyone watching this as well, will be, unless you've got something specific holding you back, what is the worst that can happen at the end of this? What's the worst that can happen if you commit to this strength block? What, I might get a little bit stronger. Really, I might lose some cardio fitness, maybe, if you're not doing as much cardio. That's about the worst that can happen.
But if that's something you enjoy, then you just make sure Wednesdays happen. You smash yourself on those Wednesdays.
You do a little bit on the outside if you want to. But I'm just saying. So what's the worst? It's like a lot of people feel like there's this really bad outcome if I change my training style from what we're doing. The training style is not changing a great deal. We're just focusing on these bigger lifts at the start and getting some progress on those. That's it, right? So the worst that can happen is that. The best that can happen is I get a shitload stronger, and then when I get into here, I can move more weight. I'm going to build some muscle before the 12-week challenge. I'm going to hold it during the 12-week challenge. I'm going to drop a shitload of fat. I'm going to walk around ripped and just want to be naked all the time in summer. Right? That's that's it. That's the best. That's the best outcome.
But for some people, progress might not be. You might not.
But I'm just saying there you go. That's a possible outcome. So you look at people look at the worst, but then don't really focus on where this is going long term, because we very much like delayed gratification in the modern world is dying, you know, and children really don't understand it at all. But you know, we always want the here and now, and if there was this, you know, blue or red pill, take the blue pill, you can be ripped and look how you want to do, and people that just take the blue pill. That's why we have so many things on the market now that assist us to get to where we want to go. We can take all of those supplements, we can do all of those things, but you know, what you find out long term is if you don't actually do the work and you haven't changed the headspace and you haven't worked on that, then long term you're probably going to be no better off. And so this is just a step. This is just like, well, if I go commit to this, then I can try that. If you do it, if you commit to it, I'm that confident you want to do it next year. If you don't, you know, but if you got to the point you're like next year, like, oh, I did it last year, I didn't love it. Okay, you've tried it. You know what it, know what it is. But
most people fall in love.
Should you do running, like 6 a.m. running, for example? I want to get into running and have a group, and then do
What
the
are you
gym. I
training
said
for?
too much.
Yeah.
Just to be fit and not be so tired anymore. Energy.
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to answer the question about running because I don't want to bash running. Running has the highest injury rate in the world. Running is long term is actually
Jogging. I mean.
Yeah. No, all jogging.
It's
No.
repetitive.
Yeah, it's a repetitive movement
high
pattern.
impact.
If you love it, I'm like go do it or whatever. But don't let it. I would just encourage you not to do a heap
what
of running. What's that?
Depends what your reason for.
But
running
if you
is.
really just want, but you do feel good when you're running fit. So I'm not saying if you're coming into this strength block now, and it does come back to like Shell said, what are you training for? If you want to be good at running, and it's part of the social thing, and that's more of a priority than getting strong, right? And I'm not saying it needs to be. I'm not saying whichever you pick, that's fine. If one was a higher priority than the other, then you're going to prioritise that as well. But in saying that, you should be able to do the strength block like normal and just do some running. You might just find.
I probably wouldn't run before you lift.
I would run before I lift. What time do you train?
Depends what
7
time.
o'clock.
Oh, running at 6 a.m. Yeah, see, look, it depends. If running was really your focus, then you're always going to do your focus first. If you wanted to see how strong you can get during this, running before you do it is probably the worst thing you can do.
I'm only just starting, but swimming is fine, right?
Before you train?
Yeah.
Any activity, really? Yeah. Look, I'm just telling you.
It's just for social.
So don't double up.
Swimming's not
I
social.
want to have a swim.
It's just you focus.
Like the black line, you sit there, watching the black
Yes.
line. I love that.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
after,
double.
Again,
of course,
if you love, I'm not definitely do whatever you want to do, and if you love it, that's fine. But you just got to remember that. Yeah, anything you do, especially when you were talking, etc., and concentration. Actually, just while I've got you, I know we want to finish it up, but we'll get to it. I'll just talking about focus and fatigue. Concentration actually becomes a thing in the strength block. So I don't sort of talk about chatting in between sets. I love it, but when it's just an example for me is when I know I've got to now lift, I'm like I've chatted to Jeff, whatever, but it's my set next. I won't talk, and I'll just sort of cruise around. I'll fidget, do whatever I do. Like I'm focusing. I actually visualize the barbell moving up and down in good speed. I'm tight, whatever. I'll go in there, and if it's a back squat, I'll grab the bar. And then I hop under aggressively to make and get it right, but then I pick it up or I stamp my feet before I do it, like, because that actually gets your body firing. It's actually a neural thing. But then I'll lift it off and feel strong. I step back, I get set, and I get into it. You need to concentrate on lifts, and then nearly like which we talk about in the movement in the video.
We'll talk to you about it, yeah.
But and so that's where when you start getting towards the end of the strength block, that's even more important. So if you're got fatigue coming into it, it's really hard to be switched on to that same level that
And
you
so
might
just-
need to be.
Yeah,
But again, I
just
don't
on
wanna say
that,
don't do
because
things
I know
like
the girls we were just talking
Yeah, so
about
what
whether
would
you
you
do, like if you wanted to go for a run that day and you want to train or do
Yep.
something like a 2 session, your focus needs to be first.
Yeah.
So if getting strong is what you're training for, do your lifting first. If running is your focus, because you want to get better at running, then that's fine, do your running first, but you've got to be aware of your focus, but think of your running after as just an active recovery sort of thing, because you're just going to get fatigued and it's not going to support for you. And that's where it comes back to what are you training for?
Yeah.
More is not better. More is like, one of my friends is running so much at the moment. Like 20Ks, he's like, she runs and does all the things, she lifts, she does all the things, and her body fat percentage went up 2%. And I was like, yeah, but babe, you look phenomenal. You're focusing on performance. Why does that matter what your body fat percentage is? And she's like, oh, well, it's annoying. I was like, yeah, but what's your focus? Like, it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? Like, what do your body's actually doing amazing to hold on to what it can right now to support you, because your energy expenditure, because you're running so much, is huge.
Yeah.
It's
So
huge.
there's always just consequences to what you choose to do. And we get the body composition thing is something sometimes people can get focused too much on. Performance isn't focused in itself. So if her running's getting better and she's doing well, great. You know, then that's an amazing thing. It doesn't. Who cares about that? Because not every athlete that wants to perform at the highest level is super shredded, and it doesn't work for every sort of sport that you want to do. So it's all about what you want to do. Now, in saying that, if you went and ran, or running was your focus, right, that is your focus, and then you still want to do the strength block, that's not saying you won't get results. You'll still get results. The strength block will still work for you, even if you're going to go and do some running beforehand, but just understand that the rate of progression might be a little bit less than, well, it will be less than what it could be for you. You're just not going to hit your potential.
Or run or swim after it.
Or run or swim after it.
But
Yeah.
just as an active recovery.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Swimming, look, swimming is great active recovery. I mean, it lengthens muscle. For weight training, swimming's great because you lengthen out a lot during swimming as well. No load.
Yeah, it's gentle.
It's amazing. Jogging, if you're just starting jogging, it's generally, it's not really a recovery thing until you become efficient at jogging. So it's still going to fatigue you a little bit, but you can still definitely, I would still do it after if I was going to do it, but I know it doesn't fit for the running club. Yeah, they go at 6, yeah.
Another question.
I was just more about the Wednesday, that you'll have a different lane then for those.
No, well, the power racks generally aren't programmed into the class on Wednesdays.
So you use your power
power rack
racks
is for
for your
everything.
shoulder press, for your back squat, and for your bench press.
Okay.
So for your back squat or your bench press that you're missing on your Monday or Tuesday, there's space in the power rack for you just to do it in there, while the rest of the class is doing their thing, because they're not using the power racks.
And you should still be able to jump into the general warm-up at the start.
Yeah.
But once you there'll be no real prep phase on a Wednesday, but once you've done the general phase, you just start getting into your lifts, your warm-up specific lifts.
Yeah, because the other ones I'll be able to do.
Yeah.
Like the other days. It's just, I'll just miss what the Monday.
You might have missed it a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, so, yeah, but you seem to, you got to do what you enjoy.
We'll talk
But training's still about enjoying. We're preaching from purely, if we're talking about the strength block specifically and getting the most out of it. But you need any fitness stuff, you need to do for enjoyment as well. So if you love that, then we're not saying don't go and do it.
I can't miss the coffee, huh?
Yeah, well, go for the coffee then, train, that's perfect. That's perfect. Go have the coffee before you train.
So is it run up every day?
Yeah, no, every second day, and then every other day they swim, and every other day they not do that.
So you've been doing that, or you?
Yeah, there's